What a game of cricket we've had, and what a day we've had at the Hampshire Bowl in Southampton. I'm pretty sure you guys entered into this match with a certain perception, but that's the thing about World Cup. Expect the unexpected. You don't want to miss out on this review. We've got Mohammad Shami with us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Harsha, Bhogle, Ramiz Raja, and the man who sealed that thriller for India, Mohammad Shami. First of all, I just want to start by asking you, that hat-trick and that kind of a debut into the World Cup, how does that make you feel?
Obviously बहुत अच्छा फील होता है क्योंकि जब आप कंट्री के लिए परफॉर्म करते हैं, स्पेशली जब ऐसे प्रेशर में आप अपनी टीम को जिता कर लाते हैं, तो उससे बड़ा फीलिंग आपके लिए हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि आप एक कंट्री के लिए खेल रहे हैं और आप अपना 100% दे रहे हैं। वहाँ पे अगर आप अपनी टीम को परेशानी से बाहर निकाल कर लाते और ऐसी जीत दिलाते हैं, तो उससे बड़ा फीलिंग मेरे हिसाब से कोई नहीं हो सकता।
ऐसा सुनने में आया कि आपकी गेंद में रेडार थी। सीधे वहाँ नहीं गया।
नहीं, कोशिश कर रहे थे क्योंकि प्रेशर इतना था क्योंकि 16 रन लग भी सकते हैं और ख़ुद पे भरोसा है कि लगने नहीं दूंगा। और पहली बॉल पे जब बाउंड्री आया था तो थोड़ा दिमाग में था कि अगर बेटा एक बॉल और गलत हुआ तो वो तेरे माथे पे चढ़ने वाला है। तो फोकस और ज़्यादा था, कोशिश कर रहा था कि बस रडार में ही गिरे वहाँ पे।
एमएस गए आपके पास भाग के चौके के बाद, क्या बात की उन्होंने?
उनका यही था कि चौका लग सकता है, कोई नहीं, अच्छा तू अपने आप को बैक कर, एग्जीक्यूट कर, तू अपना प्लान मत चेंज करना, जो तेरे दिमाग में वो तू फोकस करके वहाँ पर डालना, बस कुछ नहीं करना है। हमारे पास 16 रन है, नहीं बनेंगे।
एक कामनेस नजर आई इंडियन टीम में, जब प्रेशर बढ़ रहा था लेकिन एक फील्ड पे कामनेस नजर आई।
देखिए
विराट की बात तो अलग होती है, खैर वो तो उनकी एनर्जी अलग होती है, लेकिन कामनेस नजर आई।
नहीं, देखिए लास्ट 4-6 महीने से जो हम लोग प्रेशर वाले ही मैच खेलते आ रहे हैं, अच्छी टूर्नामेंटें हम लोगों ने खेली हैं, अच्छी अच्छी कंट्री में जाकर खेले हैं, अगर इंग्लैंड भी खेले हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी खेले, न्यूजीलैंड भी। तो अभी जो लड़कों का जो हमारा जो स्क्वाड है, जो हमारा यूनिट है, वो उस चीज़ का आदी हो गया है क्योंकि इतना टफ कंपटीशन हम लोग खेल कर आए हैं। तो अभी ऐसा लगता है कि कोई भी कंडीशन हो हम कूद सकते हैं मैदान में कि आइए हम तैयार हैं।
ये स्किल्स लेवल बढ़ता है तो कामनेस भी आती है। सही
जी
बात
ज़रूर, क्योंकि आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत ऊपर चला जाता है जब आपका स्किल आपका साथ देता है और आप जब परफॉर्म करते हैं, एग्जीक्यूट जब आप करते हैं, तो मेरे हिसाब से आप फिर किसी से नहीं डरते।
और अगर अब स्किल्स की बात कर ही रहे हैं, शामी, योर वर्ड ऑन बुमराह, हिज स्पेल दैट वी हैड टुडे।
ऑब्वियसली क्योंकि हम लोग जब आप स्पेशली जब बुमराह वाइट बॉल से आप सभी मानते हैं कि हाँ वो वर्ल्ड का नंबर 1 है और आपके सेकंड एंड पे जब वो जैसा बॉलर डाल रहा है तो आपको ज़रूरत नहीं है उधर के एंड की सोचने की, बस आपको अपनी फिक्र करनी चाहिए कि मुझे कम से कम देने हैं, उधर उसको देने के, हाँ अपने से ज़्यादा उसको देने हैं। तो बस यही कंपटीशन हम लोगों में रहता है कि आइए हमें एक दूसरे को कंपटीशन में ला के कम से कम रन लेंगे।
आपने परसीव किया था कि ये गेम इतना टाइट हो जाएगा आज?
देखिए
आपका गला भी खराब हो जाएगा।
मेरा भी, क्योंकि जब आपने वो हैट्रिक लगाया मैं फैंस के साथ ही और मैं भी उनके साथ चीख रही थी।
देखिए जब स्पेशली जब हम लोग फर्स्ट इनिंग हमारा ख़त्म हुआ 224 जब बोर्ड में लगा है, तो बस एक ही चीज़ था कि जब शुरू में पार्टनरशिप लगी थी कि अगर हम हारे तो वो हमारे लिए अच्छा नहीं है, स्पेशली बॉलर्स के लिए, क्योंकि इंडिया की बैटिंग लाइनअप ऐसा है कि बहुत कम चांसेस आते हैं जो बॉलिंग को शो करने का मौका मिलता है, क्योंकि ओवरसीज़ में ही आपको शो करने का मौका मिलता है। तो हमारा जो यूनिट है, हमारा जो बॉलिंग यूनिट, हम जो वर्क करते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ, आपने शायद इमेजिन भी नहीं किया होगा हम कितना फ़न करते हैं। ये तो मजबूरी थी कि हम ऐसी जगह पे इतने कम स्कोर में फंसे हुए हैं, लेकिन इससे ज़्यादा फ़न हम कहीं नहीं करते क्रिकेट के अलावा।
Well, thank you so much, Shami. Thanks a lot for that wonderful performance.
आपको बहुत मुबारक।
Congratulations.
Thank you.
और अगली बार जब आप हैट्रिक लेंगे ना, आवाज़ पे जरा
आवाज़ पे थोड़ा
थैंक यू।
Well, thank you so much, and you heard it from the man himself, the very second man to take a hat-trick in the World Cup from the Indian squad. Well, India wins by 11 runs. Who would have thought that this match would get so close? Did you think about it, Harsha?
No, not in my wildest dreams. I wrote an article yesterday saying a World Cup game should not have 2 points written on it before the game starts. And this game has a wonderful habit of giving you a kick up the backside every time you take it for granted. And I'm sitting there and thinking of my line from yesterday, and I said, would you like to apologize? And I mean, Ramiz, you've been in this game for how many years, and yet the game makes you look silly, but you can never take away from that performance from Afghanistan. I mean,
Indeed.
They've played 5, lost 5, they've looked lost, you don't know what's happening in the side, and they suddenly turn up and play like that.
Right. And Virat Kohli looking fluid again today.
Oh.
He's a classic, as we all know, because he read the spinners from the hand, and that's why he was in such good positions really to milk those singles. And be in that commanding position when he's striking the ball so well. And so, I mean, if he had gotten out early, it could have been a lot worse for India. So let's not sort of take this innings for granted, because if Virat had failed, just imagine Afghanistan 170 to get, there would have been home.
Have you seen this happen often, that one player just makes the surface look different?
Yeah.
He's batting on a different level.
Absolutely right. I mean, you know, he picks up the line so early, he's in position early, then he runs hard. He gives himself 100% chance to succeed.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and so he doesn't take anything for granted, whether it's running between the wickets or maybe targeting a guy who's got a weaker arm. He'll take him on, and then he places the ball so magnificent.
And one man who stood with him, shoulder to shoulder, Kedar Jadhav, impressed by him as well.
You know, he doesn't get many chances.
Yeah.
Especially when Shikhar is there, your top 4-5 are so strong that inevitably he's got 20 balls to play, 10 balls to play, and that can be, as Ramiz will tell you. I mean, he never batted that number, but he'll know. It's very irritating. So for him to go and get those runs, I think he made the difference. He talked about 170, but getting those runs at the end, 224. I mean, he would have liked 240 as well, but.
But the problem is that you never get rhythm when you're batting at 6 or 7, because you see, you're in for 3 overs, then the next match you're asked to bat like a batsman for 30 overs. So it's so difficult really, because you don't have that rhythm like a proper top order batsman.
Right, and if you take a look at the scorecard out here, India's batting scorecard, well, Rahul and Vijay could have made most of the day today, but that didn't work out like
Actually,
that.
he got a good start. I thought Vijay Shankar couldn't have asked for a better start, because it was slowish track, the spinners were bowling. It was like he would have been playing in India. So I thought Vijay Shankar might have taken better advantage of that, but he got a 20 odd, and KL Rahul, I think he wanted to play himself in, right? He wanted to go and get a big one.
Right. Well, with that, we have fans tuning in. You guys are open to ask us any questions, and we've got Sudarshan asking us, can we call this a wake-up? It's a very easy one.
Okay, then me.
All right. Can we call this a wake-up call for India that they needed in the World Cup?
And I think it's good. They say at Wimbledon, and I keep going back to the Wimbledon parallel a few times, that if you, in the first 2 or 3 rounds, have a tough game, that sort of makes you more ready for the quarterfinals and semi-final. So yes, I mean, they look back and say, this will not happen again. I mean, you got out of jail against Afghanistan, but against a better side, you might have, so yeah.
Right. Well, with that, shifting gears to Afghanistan, cannot take away the credit from Afghanistan. The way they bowled, the way they batted, Mohammad Nabi out there stood out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And first with the ball, because the spinners were so good. I mean, getting rid of Rohit Sharma with that magical ball set up the tone for Afghanistan, and they never looked back. And then batting also. I think they need to produce one good batsman in the top 3. And then they can be a force to reckon with. But Nabi played beautifully. I think it's his body language was so positive and so strong.
Yes, looking very optimistic
today. What we don't understand is between, say, Asghar Afghan, Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan, there's now a lot of experience. These guys go and play in leagues around the world, so they've been in tough situations. They can handle these situations. So I've been a fan of Nabi for a long time. So I'm
and you were impressed with his batting as well today.
And he's done this before.
Yeah.
You know, he bats at number 4 in the Big Bash sometimes. In Australia, he's a proper batsman. Yeah. It's just that they use him at 6 and 7. He was actually, till Bumrah bowled that 19th over and kept it tight, he was actually my nominee for player of the match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even 9 overs, 2 for 33, that calm finish. But till then, he was my man of the match.
Right, well, it was just India that they were facing, but Mohammad Nabi definitely stole the show for Afghanistan. And with that, we've got Francis asking us, was India complacent against Afghanistan?
I don't think so. I think with Virat at the helm, he wouldn't want India to be complacent. India dare not be complacent under his captaincy. So it was just that they were probably taken by surprise because Afghanistan produced some great bowling spells, and the fact that the spinners bowled splendidly and then put pressure, and that resulted in bad shot selection. So it worked perfectly for Afghanistan. But I don't think so. I thought Afghanistan had the game to surprise India today, because I think the conditions worked perfectly in their favor as well. The ball was sticking in the surface. It was like a tennis ball bounce. And only if they could produce another batsman, I think they could then have a very good
Ramiz,
game
I
every time.
thought this Hasratullah Zazai was that batsman, but he looked a little short today.
He was wearing Razai today.
Well, with that, let's take a look at the points table. How does the points table look like after that thriller? Harsha, would you like to take us through it?
9 points. 9 points, huffing and puffing and panting and scrambling their way through. You know what they do in Kabaddi? You just about put your finger in there. So 9 points. I think India now, You need to get to 12. We need 2 wins. I think. I mean, you never say you're in the semi-final, especially after seeing what happened in England, Sri Lanka. But yes, 9 points. You're very, very well placed.
Ramiz, is the number 4 spot getting competitive here?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's hope for some of the other teams who have not really scored heavily in the points column, because they know that if Sri Lanka can beat England, and if Afghanistan almost can spring a surprise in India, then anything can happen on the day. So I think which is good. I mean, India got beaten,
Right.
which was a big news actually.
Now, that is tomorrow's match. Both these teams have a lot to prove. Ramiz,
Yeah,
a word
correct.
on that.
Yeah, I mean, Pakistan, they need to win this quite badly, because the fans would want them to be in a good frame of mind, even though they've been at the, they've choked them with on social media. But the fact remains that they love them also, and things can turn around very quickly. If you're a Pakistan cricket team, on the day, they can do so much damage.
You know, after the first round of the Champions Trophy, I was in the Pakistan team hotel for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was at breakfast with all of them. And what I heard, I said, oh, okay. Guess what? Who won the Champions Trophy?
Yeah.
Now, how many? 4 games left?
Yeah.
4 games left. This gentleman, 1992, 4 games to win. They are winning nothing. They turn it
That's
round.
right.
So, but does this team have that?
Yeah.
Have Imran
Indeed.
Yeah,
there?
you see, so that's a big question. At the end of the day, you've got to play for pride, for your fans, for your country, for yourself. I think you've got to prove to yourself that you're good enough at this level. So Pakistan cannot afford another hammering. Surely
Indeed. Well, tomorrow, like I said, both these teams would have a lot to prove. Catch all the updates, the news, the fixtures on @ICC Cricket World Cup. That's where you need to tune. And today, it was like one of those fans that we caught up with. He had India's flag on one cheek and Afghanistan's flag on the other cheek. So at the end of the day, the game of cricket has won.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Very cheeky.
It's nice to play here at these grounds.
To be part of this dressing room is a great feeling.
You should call me before I
India full of confidence.
go. 'Cause I got options.
We're gonna bat first.
Don't think it
We
don't.
give our 100%.
There's something good though, and feeling more. You should call me before I go. Stand by.
What a delivery that is! In some shot, really.
Good start from Kohli.
Yeah, you ain't got long to love.